Good morning friends. So you are by now very well aware that the Kerala High Court have affirmed the deduction of TDS on salaries paid to the priests and nuns working as teachers in educational institutions, even though such payment is directly made over to the congregation by overriding title. As I told in my earlier video, today I am going to discuss the impact that the judgment passed by the Honorable Kerala High Court might have on the priests and nuns as an individual, along with the missionary organizations running such educational institutions and paying salary to the priests and nuns. So let's analyze the impact one by one. Since the bench have explained the principle of diversion of income by overriding title in its judgment very clearly, citing the decisions of the apex court, and affirmed that TDS has to be deducted on the salary, this means it will now be considered as the income of the priests and nuns. The TDS so deducted will be reflected in their Form 26AS available on their personal income tax portal. They might have to now start filing income tax returns, which can really be a challenge considering that they have never done that before. Although there might be no tax payable or refundable as TDS would already have been deducted, but due to the taxable income being greater than the amount not chargeable to tax in certain cases, there might arise the need for filing such income tax returns. Also, once it is considered as salary of such priests and nuns by its very nature, don't you think the other laws such as Provident Fund, State Professional Tax and many more shall also become applicable? As per our view, yes, the other statutory departments too can now awaken in the light of the judgment, and legal notices to the educational institutions might be issued in future if not complied with. Since the best part of the judgment was at least it was made effective prospectively, so in our view, even the applicability of other laws should be seen on the similar lines. But still, there lies ambiguity on the applicability of these laws because the payment is being made to an organization by an overriding title and not to an individual. I repeat, the payment is being made to an organization by an overriding title and not to an individual. So, the employer and employee relationship cannot be directly established here. So, more clarity is required to be called for on the matter from the concerned departments. Moreover, such priests and nuns might also have to open bank account in their individual names for the purposes of Provident Fund. This will again be an extra compliance to be met in their individual capacity. Coming to the organization, if PF and related laws become applicable, the organization have to bear the extra burden of compliances and also the cost of employer contribution. This will, of course, increase the expenses for such educational institutions. I would also like to bring clarity on one misconception arising from the judgment, that it talks only about government aided schools. Let me make you aware that although the judgment might have covered only government aided schools, but don't you think if the law is made, it will be applicable for all, which will of course include private schools too. One can say that every impact can be put to hold till the time the Honorable Supreme Court decides upon the matter or any specific circular bringing clarity in the matter is released. But the purpose for this video is to make you aware of the impact of this judgment from all perspectives. Thank you. For more such updates, keep subscribed and tune to our channel, and for any queries, feel free to contact us through email or comment below.